Hello Libra, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Libra for the next 3 months. So this will be for the first quarter of 2022 between the dates between the months of January and to the end of March. Of course, we're already halfway through January, so this will be for whenever you find it until the end of March. With all that said, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, I do not do personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that person is trying to scam you and they are impersonating me, so please keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if you'd like to get to know me more, you can give me a follow there. Lastly, hitting the subscribe button really does help my channel grow, so please do consider doing that. But with all that said, let's go ahead and make sure everything is in view here. Okay. I think that looks just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is a card that I like to refer to as the assassin of the tarot. And the reason being is the Queen of Swords will take this sword and they will cut through anything that is standing in their way. And they'll cut through anything that is no longer serving them. And they'll really do it fearlessly. And that's a very good quality to have if you're somebody who's maybe indecisive. I'm a Libra sun myself, so I understand what that's like. And that's where maybe this clarity of the Queen of Swords can come in and help you, where you take that sword and you cut through the indecision, okay? There is some indecision here in the energy and on the board that I'm feeling from you. And that's why I kind of feel like this Queen of Swords is coming in here. Now, this can also represent somebody who's maybe not taking their foot off the gas pedal. This can be somebody who's maybe uncompromising. It can be quite a challenging person because they will not mince words, and that can be a challenging thing to deal with. And so it could mean that you're dealing with a challenging person, but in a nicer way, I would describe it as like just an extremely stoic person, which it's not bad to be stoic, but you know what I'm saying with this Queen of Swords. And so that's definitely the energy that I'm getting here. By the way, the Queen of Swords can also represent somebody who's like a subject matter expert, or somebody that comes in to help guide you on your path in a certain way. They will not take an emotional interest in you, but they can give you good wisdom. They can give you good wisdom and good words to help you in your path. And so some of you may also come in contact with somebody like that. Taking a look here, right away in the middle, you have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords for me is, as a reader, there will always be a card or two. I learned this from one of my favorite tarot authors. There will always be a card or two that worries you. And for me, it is the Seven of Swords. So do keep that in mind as you follow along with me on this reading. It is a card that I've seen show up for people when there is maybe gossip, or there's people talking behind your back, or those are the two that I typically see with the Seven of Swords, but it can also represent deception. It's a challenging card, but so you could be dealing with those sorts of themes here in the next 3 months. Just keep in mind that we need to get into the rest of the cards, and one card does not make a reading. So keep that in mind. And you also have free will to change any part of this reading. But the Seven of Swords can also say that perhaps you are robbing yourself. Okay, you're robbing yourself of something. There could be something that you're not being honest with yourself about. There could also something here with the Seven of Swords indicate that you may need to take a clever approach to a problem in your life and come up with a clever solution to something. You may need to take the back entrance or whatever it may be. So let's continue seeing what this may be. So in the month of January, you have the Hermit, the Two of Swords, and the World. So the Hermit here is somebody who's kind of on a solo journey towards the acquisition of knowledge. All right, they are becoming wise. They are on the path of the sage. Okay, and so some of you may be really finding the inner light at this time, trying to figure out your own wisdom, your personal truth, your personal wisdom here in January. And some of you could also be thinking about maybe how some of you may be like isolated, because this upper row here is the row of your thoughts. And so some of you may be thinking about being isolated or something along those lines. You do have this Two of Swords here, which is a card of indecision, or it can be. There are a lot of different ways you can go with the Two of Swords. I'm going to go with this being something around indecision for you showing up with this energy, okay? There can also be something here where you're blinded by something here with this blindfold showing up where you can't really see the path ahead. And this could be wrapping into this Seven of Swords. And there may be something that you're just not completely being honest with yourself about. I actually feel like this is more about the self instead of somebody deceiving you in some ways, because you have this Hermit kind of referring to the self here. And with that Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords, you just may not be able to see the road ahead at this time. And that may be leaving you feeling confused or something like that. But, you know, it's almost like you may need to find a solution even if you are wearing the blindfold to your problem, which is where this cleverness maybe is coming in with the Seven of Swords. Now you have the World as well, which is the completion of a cycle. It also represents a new cycle beginning. And it says that it's a powerful card because it's the last of the major arcana, but it says that, you know, you've come to the end of the hero's journey, and it would be a good time for you to get into a period of self-reflection, to ask yourself what it is you need to do in order to get ready for the next cycle. And, you know, I do feel like maybe some of you are thinking about that at this time. Now in February, you have the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles here. So a lot of indecision coming in here for you. You have, there is some stress as well. The Nine of Swords is one of the high stress cards in the tarot. Something in February here. What I feel like saying to you is this: the outcome is coming, okay? You're going to work through this situation and you're going to triumph over whatever is stressing you out here. But, you know, try to enjoy yourself along the way, okay? The outcome will arrive, okay? So don't spend the time between now and the outcome worrying. It's easier said than done, but try not to spend that time filling your mind with fear, with worry here with this Nine of Swords, because it can represent you like really being like, what is the word that I'm looking for here? Making an issue out to be a lot worse than it actually is what the Seven of Swords or the Nine of Swords can represent. You also here have this Knight of Pentacles, which talks about a financial event arriving, or the arrival of an event that you've been waiting for a long time. And there is an element of time associated with the Knight of Pentacles. So something that you've been really putting a lot of energy and effort to is coming, Libra. It is coming. So do not spend this time up in the clouds there, worrying about, will it happen? How's it going to happen? Whatever, it will happen. Okay, it will happen. Now, in the future, you have the Temperance card, the Four of Wands, and the Five of Cups. So, not the future. This is in this spread. This is for the month of March, which is in the future. But anyway, in March, you have these three cards. The Temperance card talks about a situation where you need to maybe acquire balance in your life. It can also represent like healing of situations. Like I said, I do get the sense whatever's going on here mentally, because this upper row is the row of your thoughts, of your mind. I do feel like you're going to have maybe a healing perspective that comes into your life here, maybe towards the end of February into March. And whatever like anxiety, stress related thoughts are going on here, I feel like you're going to heal that situation. So the next card here is this Four of Wands, which represents stability, firm foundations and achievements. It can also represent marriage with the Four of Wands. It also represents a new beginning, because these people here are in a marriage ceremony, which is a new beginning for them. They're going from being single to engaged to married. And, you know, that's a new beginning. Marrying somebody is absolutely a new beginning. And so, you know, you might here be getting a stable new beginning in March or somewhere around there. Lastly, you have this Five of Cups, which is somebody who's sitting in disappointment. They're worried about these three cups of the past, but they're not recognizing the two cups that are behind them overflowing. And so again, it's this message of looking on the bright side, especially as you have this Nine of Swords, something wrapping up in your life. Let's go ahead and start to clarify and see what that might be. If you're enjoying this, hit that like button, subscribe, and you can check out my website. There's a link to that in the description below where you can sign up for my email list. Also, really appreciate you being here. Hope things are going well. Okay, so let's see what we get here. How many cards did we pull? Okay, you have a bunch of cards that want to come forward here. Okay. Oh, wow. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Yeah, that's very similar to this message here of the World as well. Okay, Protection Guardian, drop your shields. Some of you are really concerned about how this outcome is going to happen. Ooh, very nice. Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. Really like this energy here. And you have spring, see your seeds grow. So you're the first person to get this Magic Guardian since I've been using this deck, and I really, really like that. Some of you manifesting something for the springtime, okay, for the springtime for yourself here. And this Mirror Guardian's really, I think, important for you as well. There's a lot of reflection going on, but make sure it doesn't spill into rumination, okay? Make sure it doesn't spill into rumination because I get the sense that maybe some of you are going to be doing that here in the next 3 months. Trying to like time something, like, but you need to allow divine timing to happen is what I would say. I can't tell you what to do, but that's what's coming to mind. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. Okay, so you have ask for help from others, be assertive, and what is this other card that wants to come forward? A year from now. Okay, so you don't have to do this alone. I also do feel like for some of you Libras who have been isolated, okay, no, interesting. And perfect timing. Ah, that's what I was assuming we would get. For those of you who have been isolated, I do feel like maybe that's going to come to an end here sometime in the spring, okay? A year from now, do not get stressed about that. I'm not sure what's going on there. A lot of people get stressed about that card, but it doesn't mean nothing's going to happen between now and in the next year. It just means the seeds that you're planting could take some time to grow. There's something about you ruminating about how the time in which this event is going to happen with the Knight of Pentacles. So you have the Eight of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So look, don't give up here, all right? With the Seven of Wands in the World, you are completing a major task. You are completing something big in your life here in January. And this the Seven of Wands says, look, listen, like keep going forward, all right? Keep moving forward here. Do not stop, and do not stop standing your ground, especially if there's maybe competition present or competition around you. It is a card of competition. I'm just feeling this energy of you maybe needing a reminder to not give up on whatever task you're looking to complete. The Ace of Pentacles, you're looking for this new beginning, but you can't see it because under the Ace of Pentacles is the Two of Swords. It is the blindfold. So you can't see it right now, but it is coming. Okay, it is coming. Some things you can't see, and there's a higher divine purpose and a higher divine reason for that, Libra. Lastly, you have the Eight of Cups, which talks about walking away from a disappointing situation. You're walking away from your isolation. I do feel like maybe some of you are moving into a community. Let's see what that might be. So you have the Temperance card, you have the Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. So we have 7, 8 of Wands, and we also have Ace into 2. These 4 cards here progress. The Ace into the 2, the 7 into the 8. So that's very interesting. So what I'm feeling here when I get that sort of energy is you are progressing at this time. Events are unfolding. Situations are progressing for you. Now look, you have this Knight of Pentacles here, which we've been talking about how you're hoping, you're like trying to figure out when this is going to arrive. It is arriving. Okay, your blessing is already on the way. The Eight of Wands says it's already in the air. The wands are in the air. They're coming towards you. Okay, there's a quick moving event that brings about good news. It talks about accelerated motion. Whatever it is whatever situation around timing you're trying to calculate, I would drop calculating because it's coming. It's coming, all right? You also have this Two of Pentacles here, which is weighing options. Some of you are definitely ruminating. You're going back and forth like a yo-yo on something. And you also have this Temperance card, which is a card of healing. It's a card of balance and even soulmates potentially, but or just divine counterparts maybe entering, but those people will not enter into your life until you work on balancing something, just like this person here is balancing the 2 pentacles. So in March here, you have the World, the Hierophant, and the Chariot. Wow, Libra, here it is. I feel like what's going to happen here is there's this situation that's like really taxing you mentally, and you're going to hit March and you're going to be like, wow, why did I spend my time worrying about that? Because you have this completion happening here with the World. It's also down here diagonal. What did we have that? Okay, and this, we have the Temperance twice, the World twice. So healing completions, if I were to put those things together. And new cycles beginning as well, which is always fun. It's always an amazing time when you start, at the start of a new cycle. The Hierophant is a card of marriage as well, especially with the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands and the Hierophant, something around marriage. Maybe you're strengthening a marriage. Maybe you're finding a long-term partner in your life. You could also just be joining an organization or a spiritual organization or a group that you feel a part of as well with the Hierophant, which can represent organizations. And the Chariot is travel by vehicle or vehicles in general. It says that you're trying to get somewhere fast as well. But the Chariot can also say that through self-discipline, you are given a major win and you are given a big victory. And with that, as above, so below. As you put in the work, you are given the rewards, right? So continue to stay self-disciplined. And I do see you doing that. As you do that, you are given everything that you could ever want, especially as you have this Wheel of Fortune, which is a positive change in luck, a positive change in good situations. So, and your destiny. It's also your destiny arriving. So that, like I said, with this 9 of Pentacles, it's already on the way, Libra. It's coming in. So just recognize that. What else do we have here? Let's see what else we have. I feel like some of you are keeping all the plates in the air at this time, and that may be why you had that 7 of Swords in the middle, where it's like you may just need to try something in a new way or do something in a clever way here. Yeah, look, your thoughts here are important. Privileged lady, journey, official person, child, concern, toil and labor, gift. Okay. You know, some of you could be forming a wealthy partnership with somebody in your life. And for others of you here, you're on this big journey of your destiny with the Wheel of Fortune, the journey, the 8 of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. But the thing about the Knight of Pentacles is, and the World, actually you have the World twice, it's Saturn energy, okay? It's this energy of, good things take time is really what this Saturn energy is about. Saturn rewards patience, and there is patience all over the board here nudging you, because you have the Temperance card twice with the World twice, patience, right? Saturn energy. And so just know that whatever it is that you're looking for is already on the way. I do feel like it's something relating to your pathway. And, you know, this path is opening up here for you. So thank you so much for being here. That's what I have here. That's what I have for you. Really appreciate you. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.